55 points in Game Week 22 was enough for a small green arrow, up to 13,000. All 4 defensive assets returned for a second week running, but it's getting harder to ignore Alexander-Arnold, who set up the first of Darwin Núñez's 2 late goals at Brentford. Fulham restricted Leicester to just 0.5 expected goals, with only Crystal Palace allowing fewer against West Ham. Smith Rowe was the unlikely hero in midfield, finally putting an end to his 8-match goal drought, while Anthony Gordon saw a late effort cleared off the line against Bournemouth, as Newcastle's 6-match win streak came to an end. It took him a while, but Erling Haaland eventually got in on the act as Man City ran riot at Ipswich. The Norwegian racked up a leading 1.2 expected goals in Game Week 22, comprised of 3 big chances. João Pedro was unfortunate to see his well-taken goal ruled out by VAR after Van Hecke was deemed to have fouled the low in the build-up. So let's look ahead to the transfer plans for Game Week 23. Fantasy Football Hub's AI recommends using my 2 free transfers to sell Haaland to Cody Gakpo and Harwood Bellis to Alexander-Arnold. Liverpool assets are high on the watch list ahead of their Double Gameweek 24, especially with Ipswich and Wolves coming to Anfield either side. With Diogo Jota facing another spell on the sidelines, Gakpo looks fairly secure for that left wing role. The Dutchman has made 10 consecutive starts in the Premier League, and only Wood and Isak have scored more than his 5 goals in that spell among forwards. Tallies of 26 shots and 7 big chances can only be beaten by Salah among teammates. You can get personalised AI transfers for your FPL team with a 7-day free trial via the link in the description. I'm in agreement that it's time for Haaland to go ahead of Man City's tough run of fixtures. And whilst Gakpo is firmly on my radar, I'm slightly leaning towards Jean-Philippe Mateta as his replacement. After a slow start to the campaign, the Frenchman has now scored in 3 successive game weeks. He ranks joint first with Wood for points among forwards in that time, and only Haaland and Wissa can improve on his 2.5 expected goals. Crucially, opting for Mateta would leave open the possibility of playing my assistant managership with Arne Slot for Double Gameweek 24. And I fear that if I don't go for him now, I'll only end up wanting to buy him later, as Crystal Palace still have very favourable long-term fixtures. So the plan is to sell Haaland and Harwood Bellis to Mateta and Alexander-Arnold with 2 free transfers, and here's how the team is set to line up. Dean Henderson has kept clean sheets in 3 of the last 5 game weeks, during which Crystal Palace have conceded a league low 2 goals. Brentford have scored just 11 goals on the road this season, with only Man United, Southampton and Everton netting fewer. It's tough to leave out Anthony Robinson against an out-of-sorts Man United, but Daniel Munoz has matched the Fulham left-back with 11 key passes in the past 5 game weeks. Only Alexander-Arnold has more among defenders with 12. Munoz ranks 3rd for expected goals meanwhile, trailing only Gvardiol and Cucurella. Lewis Hall has contributed 4 assists in the past 7 game weeks, where only Alexander-Arnold can better his 1.6 expected assist total among defenders. Southampton have lost 5 successive matches, scoring just 4 goals, with only Leicester managing fewer. With 3 goals in the last 5 game weeks, Cole Palmer trails only Kluivert, Ahmad and Foden among midfielders. Only Salah has taken more shots, while only Kulusevski and Salah can better the Chelsea talisman's 15 key passes. Man City have kept just 1 clean sheet in their last 5 home matches, conceding an average of 1.6 goals per game. Anthony Gordon has also found the net 3 times in the past 5 game weeks. He's tallied 4 big chances, trailing only Foden and Salah among midfielders, each with 5. Southampton have conceded league high totals of 14 goals and 27 big chances in that spell. Morgan Rogers has amassed 3 goals and 2 assists across his last 4 home outings, averaging 8.8 points per game. He leads teammates with 10 key passes in that time, and has fired 12 shots to Watkins' 13. West Ham have shipped a joint leading 13 goals in the past 4 game weeks, only matched by Southampton. With 3 goal involvements in the last 4 game weeks, João Pedro has averaged 5.3 points per game. The Brazilian has produced team-leading totals of 7 shots and 1.1 expected goals in that period. Everton have given up 13 big chances in their last 4 away matches, with only Spurs, West Ham and Southampton faring worse. Alexander Isak's 8-match scoring streak came to an end at the hands of Bournemouth last weekend. In the past 6 game weeks, the Swede has bagged the league best 8 goals, and only Haaland can equal his 9 big chances. Southampton have shipped a leading 16 goals across their last 4 home matches, and their total of 31 big chances conceded is 13 more than any other side. But it's hard to back against Mo Salah for captaincy despite back-to-back blanks for the Egyptian. He's facing an Ipswich side that conceded 6 at home to Man City last weekend. The Tractor Boys have now shipped 15 goals in their last 6 matches, with only Spurs faring worse. This team has a 93% rating via Fantasy Football Hub. You can get your team rated by AI for free via the link in the description. Save your FPL season with 7 days of access to all Hub tools and articles completely free. Click the link in the description to get started. All the data included in this video is available on the Hub Opta Stats tool.